How's it, everyone? Wayne Noon here, and welcome back to another episode of Geeking Out. We basically discuss everything nerd and geek related. I am back to using Zoom. I have finally had the money to get back using Zoom because I miss the quality of this mic, and using my phone was not fun. But anyway, I am once again joined by Brian and Sam, the other twin,
You
the
can
other
almost call
the
it
the. I almost called you Karen.
Yeah,
Don't worry, I almost
yeah.
called your dad Brandon
It
because of the
says
name,
Brandon
right?
on my tag, but that's because I'm on his PC, by the way. But no big deal. I don't care.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't
Um,
see me 'cause my camera's not working. But hey,
well, technical errors.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are going to be giving our early review on the upcoming James Gunn film Superman, which is supposed to come out July 11th of next year, I
Yep.
believe.
Hmm.
Um, Geez, that's really quick. You released a few months ago. You released like a picture, then you released a picture of Superman standing next to Crypto, and then a couple days ago you released a trailer, and then what? 7 months from now, no, 5, 6, 7 months from now, the movie will be out. That's pretty. Yeah. Anyway, starting with you, Brian. Um, how did you feel when you heard that James Gunn, the creator of the first two Scooby-Doo live action Scooby-Doo movies, The Suicide Squad, Creature Commandos TV show, Slither,
Slither.
and Slither, was gonna make
Oh,
a.
co-writer of Dawn of the Dead in 2004.
Oh, that's right, he did do that.
Yeah.
God damn,
And he's
guy's
an
been
old trauma
everywhere.
guy. He's been around for a while. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, thoughts when you found out that James Gunn was gonna be making a Superman film.
Well, initially I was just hopeful that he could do for Superman what he had done for the Suicide Squad. And take a lot of those B, C, D, E, all the way to Z list characters and do something with them. Not calling Superman a D list character, but all the side guys. So I was like, okay, if anybody's gonna be able to do it, James is, because look what he did with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Look what he did with Suicide Squad. I think he might be able to pull that off. So just as hopeful as I could be, and more so than I was for Suicide Squad, more so than it was for any of the other stuff he's done, because he hadn't been tried and tested. So I was like, yep, all right. If anybody's gonna be able to do something and not make it more of the same, it's gonna be him. And it looks like that's exactly what we're getting. So I was happy to hear it, and even more so to see the trailer.
Yeah, no, that trailer, I'm not gonna lie, I
Uh,
watched it and like I heard people say, "Oh wait, I cried watching." I'm
I
like,
don't know about that, but
why would
you
you
know,
cry? And like, and I'll admit, I cried a bit, like in a good way, because it was really well done. Like this is like, as you said, golden age, you
Silver
know,
Age.
silver
Yeah,
age,
Silver Age
Boy
stuff.
Scout Superman,
Yep.
not dark, gritty Snyder
You
verse
know what's weird
Superman.
though is that Superman didn't look like his Silver Age self. It was just all the characters, other than Guy and a few of the others, are from that age. So he dug deep in one direction, updated about 20 years, stopped, updated like another 20. So yeah, I was as far as the crying bit, the only thing was Crypto, and I
Yeah.
crypto's in
almost
there too.
wish they had left it with just that big plume of snow coming up, and then
Hmm.
cut it right before he got up to him, and just kind of left it as a surprise.
Yeah.
Almost. But that
Oh
was
yeah.
he was being the goodest of boys. That was okay,
Oh yeah.
right?
Um, Sam, same question. Have you seen the trailer to the Superman movie?
Yes.
What did you think of it when it came out and James Gunn was like saying, "Hey, I'm restarting the universe." He restarted it with the Suicide Squad, and now it's like, oh, and Peacemaker. So it's like now, like, hey, now I'm showing you Superman, my second installment into my DC film universe.
When I first heard about it, I didn't know how I felt about it because Superman's been done so much. Um, and I wasn't a huge fan of the Suicide Squad.
What?
Oh wait, are you talking about the 2022 Suicide Squad or that shitty 2016 Jared Leto
James
Suicide
Gunn
Squad?
one. I it just wasn't my favorite.
I have no daughter. What the hell is the matter with you?
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I hesitated saying it. Um,
We don't judge on here. We'll just mildly judge.
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
I was saying. Um, I didn't have high hopes for the Superman movie, and then I watched the trailer, and it doesn't look terrible. Again, the only part I really liked was the whole introduction because there's
I
way too many characters all shown.
Oh, yeah, that's what your dad was talking about, and I'm
It's
like,
like there's so many, and it's
that,
hard to. I had to rewatch the trailer a few times because you see so much all at once, and it's like, why are we having so many characters in here?
they did that with Suicide Squad, but they killed off half those characters like towards
Instantly.
the it literally that the whole beach scene, like, oh, I know that character. Oh, I know that
No, you
character.
don't.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know that
he's gone.
character.
Gone.
Oh, oh,
Gone.
her,
Yeah, gone.
Mongel, who?
I'm
Weasel?
excited to see Hawk Girl though. She looked awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
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 The
I'm
Green
with
Lantern,
Sam on.
however, that orange hair is not flattering on anyone.
Well, I don't know
oh,
how
you're
they're going to do that one. Is that going to be an actual Thanagarian, or is it the resurrection, or
I don't know because
the possession? You know, because Hot Girl's had so many different iterations over the years. I don't know which one. Uh, Wayne, she just touched on a point that I know we're going to get to at some point, but if I have any real concern is that there is a lot to throw on that wall, and I
hmm
don't know how much of it's going to stick, or are they going to do a Suicide Squad thing and be almost that formula to where here's everybody, but then three-quarters of them are gone within the first half hour of the movie. I'm hoping not, but
they
that
get rid of
that
people if they did that though. There's so many
I
characters.
mean,
that
you
seems
showed
like an. I mean, even
you
Kellex is in
showed
there.
who?
Oh,
Kellex.
oh yeah.
Who the fuck
Okay,
is that?
so the little blue robot that he was
Oh,
crying
the
over.
one that like he was like holding their hand, their
Yeah,
hand.
so in the comics, Kellex is like gold, and he's like the steward or the protector of the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
Um, and but they showed him in there, but he looked like he was dead. So I mean, you're going with a lot of people at once, and I'm just hoping it doesn't go the route of X-Men 3 or some of the others where they
Or
just, throw
Spider-Man
too
3
much.
or Mortal Kombat
Yeah, that's my
Annihilation.
only concern. But he did it with the Suicide Squad, so
And
maybe
it worked
we'll
out. I mean, even when you
and
killed like,
Guardians.
oh yeah, even when you killed off like half the characters in Suicide Squad, it still, you still made it work.
Yeah.
And you still had, you had Ratcatcher, you had Rick Flag Jr., you had Peacemaker, you had Nanaue, you
Okay,
had
but in all honesty, how many people or how many of those did you know anything really about before you watched that movie? We're talking about
um
Superman in this case though too, so keep that in mind, right?
well, I don't know. This actually makes me wonder if this is takes place after Suicide Squad or this takes place before the Suicide Squad because this is a Gunverse and it was mentioned in the movie that Bloodsport was sent to Bel Rev because he put
Yeah.
Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite laced bullet.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I'm just saying most people didn't know a lot of those tertiary or farther down the list characters for the Suicide Squad, which gave them a lot of room to mess with. We're
hmm
talking about like their flagship boy being surrounded by some of the lower down characters. So there's not as much wiggle room as there was to like just
hmm
kill them off. And it is a concern because I mean there's some tentpole characters in there, even Guy Gardner, which
He
is
was
one
he
of
was
my
very
Fucking
awesome.
hair, that fucking
yeah.
hair.
Oh,
I
the
know.
Lloyd Christmas hair. Yeah, hey, that's comic accurate. That's what
Oh,
he
I know,
looks
and
like. Yeah,
I
he's a
know, and
goofy bastard. Yeah.
you could have picked a better actor like Nathan Fillion because prior to that, he had voiced Green Lantern and some animated stuff and some like
Yeah.
I
robot
loved him
chicken
as the
stuff.
voice of Green Lantern.
Yeah.
He's
And it was
funny.
So
like,
But yeah, that part, it's like I can't get over that. That's just
I- yeah, I mean I really 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 want it to be as good as it looks. I'm not sure about seeing Nux as or the Beast as Luther, but okay, sure, why
I don't
not?
know about that casting choice. He looks a little odd.
I
It,
and then what the hell beat him up, by the way?
oh, when he got all bruised, I'm guessing it could. Who knows? Because you see him with the bruise, and then you see another scene where he has his pistol, which I'm guessing has kryptonite bullets in it. Because at this point, it shows that Lex Luthor has hatred for Superman already in the trailer.
Yeah. So I
Are they gonna make him have the suit that he uses to fight Superman?
Who
maybe that's why
knows?
you get the shit beat out of him.
I mean, you see Superman like fighting someone in what looks like a baseball field.
Yeah,
I,
I don't know.
I,
And
I, I, and you see people getting mad at Superman, which I think has to do with Lex Luthor.
um either that or they're gonna do the was it the not the cult thing? Well, they could do the either the cult of Lex or the like one of those anarchist groups
Oh
against
yeah.
him. Yeah,
Hmm.
or he could be framed for having done something because he was walking into a building like
Hmm.
in
And he
public.
was like looking at something, and you see, freaking Guy Gardner, because you could tell those people were about to try to break in, so he uses his ring to like prevent people. So it looks like they're also going to be working
Was that the
together
Hall
in
of
a
Justice? Was that the JLA building? It was
who.
there. You couldn't see above the door.
No, you really couldn't tell what was going on. And
Yeah.
before we go a little bit more, I actually kind of want to go back to the whole Lex Luthor thing. What do you think about how usually the comics, video games, TV shows, other media is called LexCorp? What are your thoughts on it being called Luthor Corp this time instead of his first name? It's his last name.
I actually prefer Luthor Corp. That's what they did in Smallville. It makes more sense.
Yeah.
Really?
Hmm.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Luthor Corp was a huge thing in Smallville, which I like. Smallville actually did like a lot of the characters that were brought in, which is why I'm excited to see Hawk Girl because we haven't really seen her in like live action movies.
No, we
No,
have
just the
not.
series.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
her actress played, and she recently was she put as a
Romulus.
yeah, as the girl who gets pregnant with that weird looking humanoid
Yep.
xenomorph.
Yeah.
So
She was
it'll
in
be good to see.
Romulus.
It'll be good to see her,
Yeah.
and her actress is like 21, so it's really interesting to see a young hawk girl.
yeah, because the story behind her is like they get reincarnated every time they die, so they
Hmm.
become young.
That's
So I'm
one
excited.
iteration. That's what I was asking.
And
I don't know if they're going to go that route
I hope they
or
can
the
go that
actual
route.
alien
well,
or
let's just hope that these characters that they added are a lot better than the Black Adam one, because they added in what? Hawkman, I think it was, someone else who I don't
yeah,
know the name of. They got
Dr.
Doctor
Fate, which didn't
Fate.
really work very well.
No, but no
Yeah.
disrespect against Pierce Brosnan. I think he was a
No, no,
great.
no. They did the best they could with what they had to
Hard,
work with.
hard to get those characters to
It's yeah,
actually.
no, I'm like
Excuse me.
you see Hawkgirl, you see Guy Gardner, you see Metamorpho, you see the
Mr.
robot,
Mr. Terrific.
Oh
Mr.
yeah,
Terrific. I'm so glad. I hope they do not shaft his character like they did in X-Men First Class, which
I'm
I
excited.
which I think was bullshit. Your name is Darwin. You're supposed to survive anything. Oh, well, I can kill
That's
you
Yeah.
like,
some, and I do, and I'm like, has
It
there ever been? Sorry,
has there been what?
I'm getting too excited here to
Yeah.
see Mr. Terrific be brought to this be brought to the
Oh,
big screen.
yeah, absolutely. I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
I mean, we saw the scene where he has like that shield around him with the girl and like soldiers firing at him.
Yeah. Are they gonna go the Cordo Maltese route? Like where there's a war going on, and maybe that's
oh
why
yeah,
Superman's involved. Well, that's been a thing since the '80s with the comics and stuff. They mentioned it in '89 Batman. I mean, I don't know what directions Gunn's going with because you kind of still have to stay within the universe, but
Hmm.
you do have a lot of room to play. And then with the new 52 and the reboots and stuff of the universe, you've got a lot of room for these parallel universes. So that this does not have to necessarily be one to one on any front. They could just look the same, have the same names, but they could be a completely iteration, which fine. Give us something we haven't seen before. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I trust guns.
so
Yeah.
I
If
like
as long as he's left alone and doesn't
So
get.
yeah, as long as Warner Brothers doesn't put their dick prints on everything. I mean, Warner Brothers is known for doing that. That's how we got Cole Young in Mortal Kombat 2021 because
Yeah.
it was a studio decision. Like we want this new character, and
Well, they were wanting the audience conduit, and look how poorly that turned out. But um, you know, money talks, success talks. The popularity, they don't really listen to the audience too much anymore, and DC really needs a good shot in the arm. And it's pretty sad when your best movie in I don't know how long was written by the guy that wrote or directed by the guy that wrote Saw. You know what I mean? With Aquaman, that was like the standout best movie that they've had in years.
whatever.
James
I
Wan.
can't. Thank you. I was thinking Lee
Yeah.
Winnell for a minute.
No, he was the writer. Well, they co-wrote it. But anyway, with everybody that they're throwing at this one, I'm curious just about what they're going to do with Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho because they're so far to the side of the mainstream. Even though Metamorpho's been on covers and he was part of the Justice League, even if unwillingly, because his deal is that he's cursed. He can never look human again. That's been his one goal since he got that happen. And then are they going to bring in Rainey? I wonder.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Nope.
Uranium Girl, because they worked together for a while. But then I can't remember which story arc it was where she aged like 2,000 years because she stepped out of her city. I mean, there's a whole bunch of weird stuff with that. I'm not
Nope.
as up on
Trying
all
to
that as I'd like
track
to
with
be.
all of their storylines now, so it's like I don't.
But they don't really have to follow any of that. Is kind of what my point was earlier with this being potentially in another one of those alternate universes. So with what they're showing us, what I'm hopeful for, what they could possibly do, and Gunn's history on showing us what can be done with these guys, I don't see any reason why anybody's going to get shafted. Um, I was just blown away, like I said, that they did crypto. Okay, and that's after that bomb that was super pets. Sure, go right ahead.
Okay,
Right?
I I'm looking at some of the go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
What kind of dog is Crypto supposed to be?
He looked like a
Depending on the
Wheaten Terrier. Oh, originally I
it,
think he was a White Shepherd, if I'm not mistaken.
it's
Like,
James Gunn is based it off his dog
oh,
who
that would.
looks yeah, and then apparently in one of the comics Crypto looks like that version of a dog too,
Oh, okay. I only remember him looking like the White Shepherd and stuff, but
or White Lab or whatever it
yeah,
is,
You
depending
and
on
like I don't remember Crypto looking like that.
it's because he
uh,
didn't.
uh I'm looking I'm looking at the Wikipedia. I don't know how accurate this is, but apparently she's an Australian actor. Millie Alcock is supposed to apparently play Kara Zor-El. So
What?
apparently, Supergirl is apparently supposed to be. I'm looking at the Wikipedia. I don't know how accurate this
Uh,
is, but Sean Gunn is expected to appear as Maxwell Lord.
I did hear
Um,
something about that. Of course, he's going to be in that.
Frank Grillo is supposed to play Rick Flag Sr., who is currently voicing Rick Flag Sr. in the Creature Commandos animated show on HBO Max. Alan Tudyk apparently is supposed to make an unknown role. You got
Give him Mr. Mind, right?
or well, we're currently right now in Creature Commandos. He is voicing Dr. Phosphorus.
Oh, then, well, Alan can do anything. So
Hey, hey.
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah.
You got yeah, Isabella Merced for those wondering. I think
Yep.
she'll do a fantastic job as Hawk Girl.
Oh, sure. Look
What
good.
looks familiar?
Nathan Fillion, Sky Gardner, Anthony Kerrigan is playing as Rex Mason, aka Metamorpho. Last seen in the last time he played an any DC character was Victor Zsasz in the Fox TV show Gotham.
Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't look the same at all. That makeup looks really good.
But yeah,
But
no,
what are they going to do with him? Yeah, that's him.
yeah.
he
Yep.
looks way less creepy now.
The makeup looks good for Metamorpho. You know James Gunn does such his
Yeah.
research.
He spared no expense.
Yeah, I just, he he's an interesting one to bring into the mix. Is he going to be the way he is in the comics? Is he going to go work for Lex? Is Lex going to have his own metahuman squad to fight Superman? Because, like I said, what the hell beat crap out of Clark, and why
Oh
was he,
yeah, that that
in
that
the
that scene
beginning?
where
Because I'm sleeping.
that knocked him into like Antarctica, where probably
Yeah.
he tells Crypto home, so I'm assuming he's telling Crypto to go to the Fortress of Solitude. You see that
Or,
snow and everything.
but if you notice, they took off and it showed him going to the sky. Was he talking about taking him back to
Well,
Krypton? And
it doesn't show Crypto flying, so I'm guessing
yeah, I don't know.
he landed probably near the Fortress of Solitude.
I'd
Let's see.
assume so.
Yeah, I
Uh,
wasn't expecting to see Superman on the in the snow bleeding. It's like, he's not supposed to do that.
yeah,
Well,
tech.
the next,
Well, pending because Superman has bled a lot in comics, TV shows, video games.
yeah.
He's not immortal, so something must have kicked his ass that involved kryptonite or someone, because there are beings that are stronger than Superman.
Yeah, so are they gonna bring in like
Metallo or whoever. I mean, I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
who.
I see that's the weird thing. Or see if Metamorpho's in there and if Lex has his own guys, because he's made of all the elements and stuff, does he make himself into kryptonite and let Lex beat him up? I don't know if they're gonna make him an anti-hero or a bad guy because he really isn't in the books. I'm genuinely curious on that end of it. And then, the elephant in the room is are they gonna mention, hint at, show or talk about Bruce at all?
Oh,
Again, who knows? Sorry, I'm still. I'm,
You know,
that's a good.
uh,
um, I'm curious about that. Are they going to mention, Deathstroke? Or are they going to mention any of the other stuff we've seen
yeah, I mean,
before? And, or is he clean slating all this shit and like is going to just build it up with these guys and then go from there, make it a true Superman thing because they've always been kind of separate until they don't have to be, like if Bruce gets involved in something or even the animated
mhm.
series. If Bruce ever went in Metropolis, Clark was like, this isn't your city, buddy,
Yeah,
and vice versa. Yeah, get the hell out.
Yeah, Michaela is. Wait, who's Cat Grant?
oh, she's from Cacto from Supergirl. She's the
Yeah,
one.
Michaela Hoover. Oh yeah, because she's in the trailer. We see
Yeah.
this girl. She's supposed to
Yep.
play Cat Grant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the she wants to take over the social medias.
Yeah.
Oh
Cat
yeah,
Yep.
Grant.
a Daily Plant columnist, Christopher McDonald is Ron Troop. Maxwell Lord, who I think the last time we saw Maxwell Lord was when Pedro Pascal played him in Wonder Woman, and before that, Peter Fazzolini played him in the Arrowverse series of Supergirl.
Oh, yes. He sure did.
Yep.
Hmm.
Also played Carlisle from Twilight.
Oh yeah, and
Ugh.
apparently Christopher Reeve's son Will Reeve is supposed to make a cameo as well.
Oh, really?
Awesome. I'm
Well,
fine with that.
again, this is things I'm reading on Wikipedia and things I've seen on TikTok. I don't know how true half this stuff is. I will say it is nice to see a dark-haired Lois Lane again.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
I
that,
didn't
yeah.
mind Amy Adams, but that's not really Lois Lane.
Well, once
No.
again, you go to that
I love
alternate
Iris.
universe stuff. It can be whatever. I'm fine with all that. It's just what we're given. And that's why there was all that discussion about the Batfleck universe, was why he
Uh,
killed people because it was an
oh,
alternate thing and all that.
the dark gritty Snyderverse, which is more based off of Frank Miller's stuff.
But even then, Frank didn't let Batman kill anybody, and so there's a lot of back and forth because of the reboots and stuff. So it just seems to me like they're clean slating. I'm really surprised they chose Superman, but better than another Batman reboot.
Hmm.
All this other stuff is already towards the surface. I say
Another
awesome,
origin
and
story.
I'm glad for it. But it's just so weird because we just got another Superman TV series,
Oh
and
yeah,
that makes what
which just ended.
yeah but that's what I'm saying. It was still active while this was being filmed. Um, so I mean we've had
I think different company, just like how Matt Reeves is doing his own Batman, which people are saying, oh well, that Batman and this like no, Matt Reeves' Batman universe is completely different. Like James Gunn has his own thing, And also, people
Yeah.
should stop blaming James Gunn for Henry Cavill being no, that was not James Gunn. That was
Nope.
Warner Brothers,
Yeah, it has
DC
nothing to do
saying,
with.
"Hey, we appreciate you, but we're rebooting the universe all over again."
Yeah,
Freaking Marvel,
Superman actually was
Marvel really hasn't done that really. DC just seems to really just can't decide
Well,
what universe they want to go with.
Marvel's done it in the comics, not so much with the MCU, other than a couple of
No.
recastings here
Well,
and
I mean,
there. But
unless you talk about the Fox universe with Fantastic Four, but now Disney owns Fox, so
oh, and
you
the
know.
X-Men.
Oh, then
No,
you got the
some of that was done as big middle fingers,
then you got the Sonyverse, which
which
is not doing well from what I've been
apparently
seeing
there's talks about Sony selling the rights back
to
to Marvel for
Marvel,
Spider-Man,
which in my personal opinion, I think you should because
but
Sony's solo villain verse,
is not. Yeah,
anti-hero verse at this point
yeah.
has proven not so fruitful.
Yeah, but you know what though? Realistically, man, even with the Marvel stuff, especially because of the damn TV series and so many other tie-ins, I'm getting worn out. I mean, the post Endgame stuff has just been
trash.
tiring. It's been a little bit too much. I'm not
Mm.
saying obviously that I'm not going to go watch any of this stuff or catch it when it's available, but I'm I'm all for it and down for something that's done well. Either
James
visually,
Gunn
yeah,
did good for Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah. So, I'm on board. I just hope it doesn't fall victim to itself and just try and throw too much out to
Well,
show that, hey, look what I
again,
can do with this guy, look what I can do with this guy, look what I can do with that guy, and
oh,
they
just
just
as
all
long
crowd
as
each other.
It's just as long as Warner Brothers doesn't like, say, "Hey, James, we know you're doing good, but maybe we can add in." I can tell James is the type of person like, "No, we are not adding it in." I'm sure when they did Suicide Squad, like, "Hey, let's do this." Like, "Okay, yeah, we'll add him," but you don't know that I'm gonna have him get killed
Yeah,
off.
yeah. Who knows what kind of contracts behind closed doors, is has been made, and for him to jump back and forth between these big ones, the thing that a lot of people compared it to is when Bryan Singer left Marvel stuff to go do Superman Returns. At the height
Oh,
of the popularity of the X-Men, and then
with Brandon Ruth, he did a good job casting Brandon Ruth as Superman.
that's about the only thing I
For
will.
that, for that, as I call it, a modern day sequel because it's supposed to take place after the third Superman film from the 80s.
Yeah, but it was not. Anyway, that's a discussion for that's almost a whole episode itself. But I'm just saying, I've heard parallels drawn between the two of them because of going from one big top to the next. It's like, okay, fair enough. But the difference is gun jumping ship gave us even better than what he had done before, or almost better, as opposed to Singer just like tanking. And anyway, his stuff's completely different too. Uh, but I just, like I said, the only concern I have is how many characters, how much they got to work through. And
If they have Supergirl in there too.
yeah, if that's true.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. But
Well,
like it doesn't feel like it's Superman if you have Supergirl because everybody goes towards her.
you think they should keep them separate, Sam?
Yes.
Oh, kind of like what they did with
We had
the
that issue with
Supergirl. Kind of like
CW.
what kind of like what the CW did with Supergirl, how she
Yeah,
basically went into
where
their universe and then
it was supposed to be her story, but the moment that Superman was mentioned, everybody wanted Superman. And then it's the opposite too for Superman and having Supergirl introduced. So it's like,
who knows? She could be rumored to be
I hope
like
they
an
don't kill her off this
we could
time.
see like an end credit scene where we see, saying, "Hey, cousin," or whatever,
Yeah, or is
Flash never killed
Barry
her off
gonna get mentioned somewhere?
in the Flash
Who,
movie.
who again, who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know who we have not talked about yet? Um, we have not talked about David Cornsweet as Superman and Clark Kent, which I will say, and I saw the trailer, it was nice.
I love it.
It was nice to see the Superman hair curl during that one trailer when he's walking up the stairs and people are like throwing shit at him.
Oh, he's so
Yeah,
dirty.
but okay, so
I
I
love
will say
that.
this is one of the first times that I can think of, and I don't know how long, to where if you look at pictures of Clark,
Hmm.
and Superman looks like two different people.
That never happens.
Yeah,
Really?
if you
Not even. Oh, I mean, oh yeah, looking at it, especially with like the Dean Cain
yeah,
series,
I
which
would
Yeah,
it
because you
or
can tell. Oh,
Christopher Reeves.
yeah. So, part of
I
the
noticed that
explanation back in
too.
the day was the glasses did that weird aura thing and all that stuff and everything. But I'm talking about as far as physical appearance, you look at Clark,
It's so
even if
different.
he looks completely different than he does in the suit as Cal. So I was like, okay,
Yeah, I
they're
really like
trying
that.
to avoid all the criticisms in that regard. And, the curly hair, this and that. And then when he's in the suit, he
Yeah.
does look like a completely different person. And
Here's a good like,
yeah, look at it. That looks like two different fucking people,
So different.
and so, yeah,
which
some
is
people were
awesome.
It's like it's not even in his face.
Yep.
some people were joking like, so did they cast someone separate to play Superman? It's like, no, same person,
See, and I
Yeah.
like that's
just like,
the thought that
I
you
mean,
have
and
when
look,
you
and
look at
again, look
Superman.
at we get the iconic hair curl, which
Yeah.
we I don't
The
think
little,
we haven't seen in a long time.
I
it's
love
been a
it.
while.
I think what again here's like another good example of his Superman and Clark Kent. Like
Yeah. It doesn't look like the same guy.
How dorky look.
again,
Oh,
it's the icon like it's slicked back and he has like the little curl
Hmm.
like
oh,
Nope.
yeah.
That's I know we were gonna probably wait to talk about him towards the end and everything, but yeah. I had my doubts till I saw it in motion because I'd been seeing the behind the scenes photos for a while. I was like,
mm,
but nope, I buy it. He
mm.
looks
Oh
fine.
yeah. And coming from two people who have cosplayed, and I want a costumer's opinion on this. What are your thoughts on James Gunn bringing back the iconic suit with the with the red underwear?
I think
Okay,
it's done well. It doesn't look hideous.
yeah. That's the thing. It is iconic. Um,
That's
the
And the old fashioned S too.
Yeah, and if you notice, there's some subtle differences. Like at the neck, he actually has a
Hmm.
collar, right? The
Hmm.
the cape actually goes into slits in the top of what looks to be like reinforced armor. That's not just a skin tight spandex,
Hmm.
which is an interesting choice because usually they tuck the cape into the collar and stuff is kind of a cheat. So I kind of like that. The trunks thing, I'm fine with because it is iconic and they've tried too many times to vary it. Now, okay,
and it doesn't work the
it's
same.
so my man crushes, obviously is going to be Hugh Jackman and then
Hmm.
Jamie Henry Cavill right below that, and Cavill's
The Calvarine.
yeah the Cav. Oh yeah, oh my God, I was just like I'm in love, all the way because of both
Uh,
him playing both. I was like oh my God, but anyway, I love the Cavill suit.
hmm.
The Smallville one, he never really got into much of that. The Lois and Clark stuff. Everybody's tried it, but it always they tried too literally to take what was on the page and bring it out. And other than Reed's back in the 70s, that was the closest to being one to one, and in my opinion. So the variations never quite worked, but this one looks like it did because you've got some updated changes to the
Oh
suit.
yeah. I mean, oh yeah. Speaking of Adventures of
Yeah.
Lois and Clark.
Now see, doesn't quite get there, but
Again,
Christopher Reeve,
this was like from 95 to 97, mind
yeah.
you.
So they've tried, and it looks like once again Gunn went with the Silver Age stuff, but then has this updated feel to everything. So yeah, the trunks I'm fine with. And did you notice that with the cape, Sam, when you first saw it, how it's up on the
Oh,
shoulders?
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
mean, also here's Christopher Reeves, Yeah, notice that all the Superman
Yeah.
suits have looked like this, including I'm gonna go to Henry.
That's how I did my Supergirl cape. Was it's not tucked
Into the collar.
into the collar, it's on the
Yeah,
shoulders.
which
Oh,
looks
yeah,
So
infinitely
that
better.
when it swooshes, you get
and
that
again,
iconic Superman look, kind of like that. But I don't like the tucked in. I like the on the shoulders.
Yep.
who was the first live action Superman?
George Reeves back in the 50s or 60s or whatever in the black and white show.
Okay, yeah, never. Even well, his is more. Um, Well, here's his suit. His is pretty much
Yeah, but see
legit.
how the cape's up in the collar because that's the way it's drawn in the comics. And they tried, like I said, in some cases to literally. Christopher pulled it off, but then again, his suit wasn't spandex either. I don't know if you know that or not. It's like a cotton blend. Adam
Mm-hmm.
Savage did this really cool thing on it. That was Christopher filling that bitch out. So it kind of changed the look and it worked. And of course, I'm also looking through it with nostalgia glasses, but even if I did it from a costumer standpoint, that one worked. Some of the alterations didn't. This gun one, it's a crazy good mix of new and old, and it's paying homage, like you said, with the traditional S back to the Silver Age stuff, the
Oh,
boots,
And it's still Superman.
don't
and it.
forget the original Superman.
Well, yeah,
Oh
there is
my
that too.
goodness.
Yeah, well,
You
yeah,
can see you can see the simulators between the original Henrys and then yeah.
yeah. Well, see, like the collar. If you
Uh-huh.
if you look the collar, the striping, it's like I said, it's a weird mix of the new and the old, and I'm down with it. It looked good. It looks like it would be something that you would actually wear,
Oh yeah,
which is
there's
weird
also
too
uh,
because the canon for the creation of his suit was his mother making it, or Ma Kent making it out of the blanket he came in that pod with,
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
right? So are they just gonna have where that the cape was made from his baby blankie?
Oh,
And
here's a better iteration of all the Superman's
It's Tyler.
suits. And
Yeah, I saw
you can see the unreleased Nicolas Cage Superman right next
which,
to
well, yeah, that's not the clear glowy suit either. So, um, yeah,
but
what are they gonna do? Is that the
it's
explanation?
all over
Is
the shoulders. I do like David's suit.
mm-hmm.
It looks
Yeah, it like I said, it's a
yeah,
mix of all of them and new and old. But
I'm a
like it's
cosplayer who does Supergirl. Yeah, having it tucked in your collar, because I tried that the first time I was making the suit. Does not work practically because it'll take up the collar and it'll start choking you. Because the weight isn't distributed because the fabric is kind of you have to
well,
put
no,
it
I imagine it starts
hot.
pulling the suit back, right?
Yeah.
But it
Uh,
looks quote unquote right, right?
Technically, yes.
Yeah,
But now
yeah, I
with
mean,
it being on the shoulders, it doesn't do that and it looks
it looks
how
better. It looks better.
like
yeah,
yeah, like that. That's how mine looks. And it does all the swooshies.
yeah. And
Sorry,
like
my
I
cat's
said,
meowing.
it's a mix that we needed to have from a costumer standpoint. Wayne, I'm totally fine with it. It looks great.
Hmm.
I'd like to see it in motion, and I hope they don't
Oh
have
yeah.
the CGI enhance a lot of it like they did with Spider Dude and some of the others.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't care if I see wrinkles and stuff in it. That's what's going to happen. But I am genuinely curious about the origin. Is it just going to be his cape that was made from his baby blanket,
Who knows? I mean,
or
and we
did
see.
it get manufactured by Kellex in the Fortress of Solitude? Yeah, I don't care. Yes,
I mean, I know a lot of people. I know when this movie comes out, you'll probably see a lot of this version's Superman cosplay. But
probably.
I am curious. Like, we see I'm not sure if it's a flashback, but in the trailer we see him talking to his dad, Jonathan Kent,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
and
not sure if that was a flashback because he doesn't age past a
mhm,
certain point, so it's hard to
well,
tell.
unless you're CW Superman, who does eventually age.
Well, yeah,
Spoilers.
it's true. Yeah. Well, I
Uh,
mean that's the other thing too. I it seemed like this is way too fast paced with too much shit going on for it to be another origin. Oh, and then that big ass kaiju thing. I don't know
Oh,
what the fuck
yeah.
that was.
what? Yeah. What is like? What was
It
that?
kind of
Yeah,
looks like a mix of like Godzilla and Doomsday.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know what the hell that was.
has
It's
Kind
like
of
some weird ass
has
Cthulhu monster.
Superman fought any kaiju looking motherfuckers in the
Well,
comics?
yeah, but I don't remember anything looking like that.
I'm
So I
sure
don't.
we'll I'm sure we'll I'm
unless it's
curious.
his version of Doomsday.
Oh, no, 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 no. I hope not. I don't know.
I mean,
But
that's the only thing that I can think of that looks remotely spacey like that.
oh God. But it had like the weird like Zoidberg tentacles and stuff. I
I'm trying I'm looking that up. I'm gonna see
I don't know
if
what that was.
don't know. Maybe that's the thing that whooped his ass. I I don't know.
For what I'm seeing, the monster that Superman is fighting in the teaser trailer is a giant creature that breathes fire from its mouth and appears to be a threat to the city. The monster is likely a kaiju, which is a giant monster in DC Comics. Some theories suggest um, the monster resembles ocean elements, which could connect to Aquaman's story.
Oh, interesting.
So it is more like a Cthulhu thing then.
It's
Yeah,
Cthulhu.
here's the picture. Here's like the picture from the trailer.
Yeah, see, look at the
It looks so
tentacles and
bizarre.
it's
I mean, it looks good though, if you think about it.
yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
I'm
know what,
fine with it. I just like I said, there's a
I didn't know what it
the whole
was.
trailer kind of felt like Jay at the end of Dogma. Who the fuck is that guy? What the fuck happened to that dude's head? Who the hell? I was just the back and forth. I was like, my God, there was just so much
and
going
I'm
on. I'm
kind of
so excited for almost
curious.
all of it.
Like, what's the rating for this film gonna be? Is it gonna be PG-13? Like, is it gonna be like a Guardians type thing where it's like,
Boy, he's gonna be towing that line, don't you think?
oh yeah,
I'm
because you see,
that one.
well, because I mean, you could have a PG-13 and still someone be bloodied and bruised and everything.
Yeah, but how awesome would it be to have not necessarily a hard R, but an R-rated Superman and showing him like pink misting somebody
Oh,
just by touching them, or
kind of like the animated Doomsday film,
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It doesn't need
which
to be like The Boys bad or anything like that,
no,
but
God, no.
or even Guardians. It doesn't need to be that graphic either. Not
I,
Guardians. I
I,
mean, Suicide Squad.
I
But
feel like it's gonna be a PG. I feel like it's gonna be Guardians type level.
okay, and I can live with that because that's towing that line. That gets really, really close.
So again, I gotta ask, Brian, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts knowing that Nathan Fillion, the guy who voiced Green Lantern, who's also been in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and was the detachable kid, stupid fucking name ever. Um, what are your thoughts on James having him play as Guy Gardner, probably everyone's least favorite Green Lantern?
Okay, so I think right there is exactly why he did it because Nathan's everybody's favorite.
Hmm.
Uh, Captain Malcolm cannot do any wrong. I mean, I've yet to see, or rather, Captain Hammer, or anything that Nathan has done. I've literally seen. That it's crazy. All the way back to Saving Private Ryan. Didn't even wasn't a fan of him there. He's in there. Um, so yeah, I'm fine with it. And considering that those two have been friends forever, I'm not surprised that he's in it. I am kind of surprised that they went with that prominent of an appearance because he's always been cameos in James stuff otherwise, besides like Slither and stuff.
Hmm.
So yeah, Guy was an interesting choice. And I'd asked Sam and she made me watch the trailer because I was running behind on stuff, but she's like, you need to watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. But
Yeah.
I am surprised they went with Guy because you're right. He's like the least favorite. Why not just give him Hal? But then, that might be touching on too much of the bad taste of the original Green Lantern movie.
Oh, even yeah, I don't think we want a repeat of
So
Ryan Reynolds. I
then
mean, no
we're
disrespect against Ryan Reynolds, but that
no, just that
the
piece of shit
suit
movie.
was god awful, and I don't know what universe that was supposed to tie in. Same with that fucking god awful Seth Rogen Green Hornet film.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're bringing Guy in because I don't remember if he was the one that tried to fix Metamorpho or if it was Hal, but that they tried to fix him at one point and there was a
Mm-hmm.
yellow element in the beam that caused a problem and kept him where he was.
Mm-hmm.
So one way or the other. I'm not surprised he's in there. Even if it's the worst performance Nathan's ever done, I'm still down for it. So I
I
was
mean,
just surprised that they went with Guy. I was like, okay.
Nathan Fillion can play a dog turd, and
I'm
still
fine with. Oh yeah, I'm
it'll
fine
be
with it. I'll
good.
watch it. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I don't care.
But
So
that fucking
the hair.
that
It's
strawberry
comic
blood
accurate,
I
man.
get it, but he looks like Uncle Fester from Adam's Family Values when Debbie has him wear
Yeah, when he yeah
that
when he was walking around with that suit up to his ears and
and,
stuff. Yeah,
people
and
were
the
making
bowl
a joke
haircut.
of that. Even Nathan Fillion shared a picture on his Instagram where it's like a Green Lantern figure and it's the head part is just basically a screenshot of his face
Yeah,
from the trailer.
but
I'm
I
just
don't. I
like
One way or the other, wherever they chose Guy, if it's because they wanted to distance themselves from the travesty that was Hal, or they have plans for him, Hal went back to the stars,
This is
whatever.
also James Gunn where he wants to like again Creature Commandos. He's brought in characters that I've never even heard of, like Bride of Frankenstein, Nina, Doctor Phosphorus, who reminds me of the one villain from Batman Beyond who kind of looked like Doctor
Yeah.
Phosphorus.
So I'm all for it. Like I said, I was just kind of like, oh, all right, it's Guy, but okay,
And he's
perfectly
just
fine
like,
with it. Well, yeah, that face, that it's like I'm
mm,
okay, yeah, fine. Who cares? Yay, bring
uh,
it on. But once again, that is a small part of that larger whole that I'm worried about too many characters. But otherwise,
mhm.
I'll watch it. I don't care. Even if he's only in there for that brief scene, sure,
Um,
it's all good.
Sam, same question. What are your thoughts on Guy Gardner being? Because we've had Hal Jordan, and then there's talks about I can't remember the actor's name, but he played as the black guy in the movie Old. How he's apparently rumored to play as uh
It's John.
John Stewart
Yeah.
from the which I'm would the last time we ever see anything was John Diggle from Green Arrow when that scene
Oh
where it shows
yeah.
the rain coming down. But we've never had a live action. This
No.
is like we've had a live action Hal Jordan, didn't work out. We were supposed to get in Snyderverse or when freaking um what's his name? Buffy Vampire Slayer guy.
Oh
Fucked
yeah.
that up.
Joss.
Josh Whedon. He fucked that up with his cut. Um, what are your thoughts on Guy Gardner being put into live action?
I think it's definitely an interesting Green Lantern to choose. Um, Again, the hair is just so funny to me, and the fact that Nathan Fillion tells me even more. I love Nathan Fillion, so he's definitely a, good choice on that one. But it's like I'm just curious, like what happened to the rest of the lanterns, because I know in like one comic Hal dies and the guy's taking over, so I don't know if they're going with like that storyline or what, but I'm kind of excited to see how he is in the movie.
Well, and did you guys notice that his ring was yellow? The beam was
Yeah,
yellow?
In the trailer, oh, it's green.
Watch it again. It's got that yellowish tinge to it.
actually hello.
I mean, here, I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but if you God, look at that face. That that first
and
video.
here's here's a more full version of
Casted a better.
of the guy. What do you think of the Guy Gardner suit, both of you?
Once again, it's almost comic accurate. It's what it
Oh,
is. I'm fine with it.
You put some
Like I said,
glasses
bring it
on.
on.
You put some colored glasses on, round colored glasses on. You look like Elton John. No disrespect against
Well,
Elton John.
that's fine too.
I know it
Because
looks ridiculous, but it is comic accurate, so I
it,
do like that.
Oh yeah, here's the meme picture.
yeah,
Look
because
at
you got to do something with him. If you're gonna bring him in there, do something with him, and no better person than Nathan. And like I said, it could be just a in and out. But if you noticed in that trailer, Hot Girl's right behind him.
Yeah.
So that's
hmm
why I was wondering if that was the Justice League building that Clark was walking into, and they were in there. I don't know, but I was
It's
blown away to see that in the trailer. What about you, Sam? I mean,
oh yeah.
did you know that he was going to be in there? I had no idea.
No,
Ooh,
I didn't know Hawk Girl was gonna be in
also
there either.
if
So it's
you
like one
look
after the
at
other. Like, wait a
here's
minute.
here's their suits. If you look at it, they're kind of like almost matching.
Oh, yeah.
So are
And
they in
I
the Justice League or the what's the other?
Well, they would be in the JLA.
Yeah,
Metamorpho was an outsider.
I wonder if like that leads to the Justice League.
What, like the outsiders?
No, the Justice Society of America.
Oh God. Yeah, see, I don't know.
Because
Maybe they don't want to touch the
in
Justice
there
League
and then
name
they
either, Wayne. I didn't think about that, Sam.
went to
Because, like I
Justice.
said, Metamorpho was an outsider and then got offered Justice League status quite a bit, refused, became like an alternate. And so, are they going to make Guy one of those the society guys and not a JLA member or a JL member, because then you'd have to
Oh,
see,
yeah.
because then you'd almost have to bring in Batman or Diana or any of the,
Also, and again, speaking of the color-coded outfits, for Mr.
That's
Terrific,
what
so
I'm
there's
thinking. It's the
there
Justice League, the Justice Society of America,
yes.
because
So
they're
maybe
all
that's what he is, Wayne,
Justice. I'm
the
looking
black and
that
white.
up. Justice Society.
That's a good point, Samantha. I didn't even think
also
about
have
that.
Hawkman in there. You have I think yeah, Mr. Terrific is in there. A lot
You
of the
said you said you said Justice Society of America.
yeah.
Let's see. Hawk. Let's see. I don't see Guy Gardner. I see one of the flashes, but it's the one. Well, the one I'm looking at. So, Adam.
But this is also the Gunniverse, though, too. You can mix and match a lot
I
of this stuff.
mean, you see Hawk. You see one of the Green Lanterns. You
There's
see
Mr. T,
Stargirl.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
J.
You see the
Yeah, there's
original Guy Garrick.
Girl, there's Mr. Terrific.
Who's the guy in the
Yeah,
back, the big muscle? Is that not the Atom? That's
I'm not sure on that one. I'm
I
not as up on some of that stuff.
and I don't know the
don't
guy in
remember
the
his
who
name off
wear
the
I
top
don't
of
know
my
the
head.
guy who's wearing the mask either.
I looked this up recently because I was looking it up from Smallville.
There
I can't remember what their names are.
there is a chance they could be doing the Justice Society of America because that's what they were trying to do in
Because
uh
those are the
because that's
starting.
what they're trying to do in Black Adam.
Yeah, so maybe I I
But
don't
in
care. One way or
Smallville,
the other.
those are the characters that started the Justice Society of America, which is why that popped in my head. It's like, wait a minute, you have these
Who started it?
The
uh,
ones you just saw there.
Smallville. Those are the characters that started.
Oh, that's right. Stargirl was even in
Yeah,
Yeah,
Smallville.
yeah.
And then the CW verse, she got her very
yeah,
short-lived series, which I'm kind of
and
bummed
she
because
and it was
would
also
have loved.
mentioned the society, the
So
Justice Society.
it
That's
could
why I thought of it.
be the JSA wanting to potentially also recruit Superman
Possibly.
because I don't know if he was ever with them.
He was mostly JLA, but or JL, but you know,
The end of Shazam, the second one, they approach him at the end credits to recruit him in the Justice Society.
oh yeah,
Mm.
that's right.
Remember that?
Yeah. Okay. So we've got
Is what that is.
a lot of potential here for
I
a
was just
lot to.
more sorry. I was
Well,
just more distracted by their color-coded suits, how they all look
well,
the same.
yeah, and that's what when Sam said that
So,
with the JS stuff that I okay with it being the Gunniverse, you have a lot of room to monkey around with. It could be it could be the super guy friend squad. Who the hell knows? Um,
Superman.
yeah, well, I mean, they could be making hints at some of that stuff. Uh, and that just be parallel to what we already know. See, that's the cool thing about not knowing a lot of this stuff for sure. But then, if Kara's hinted at and this guy's hinted at, man, you're just adding more and more and more into this. And
But
that's my
again, but those are like rumors,
rumors.
like they haven't
Yeah.
like been shown. Again, that's Wikipedia, that's TikTok. I don't until I
Yeah,
actually see it.
I'm gonna go with what I've seen on screen.
But I know Sean Gunn's gonna be in it because James Gunn always tries to find his way to put his brother in these
Yeah,
movies.
and that'll be fine. So so far, everything that I've seen, I'm excited for it and happy with. I just have my trepidations about it being possibly too much. But then again, we don't know if some of that stuff was post-credit scene, like Metamorpho just popping his head up. That could have been a teaser at the end of the movie. It could be just down to Clark and Lex and stuff. I'm happy with what I got to see because it's the first time some of these guys have ever gotten a live action. Uh,
Oh yeah.
I have no doubts about Gunn doing his thing if he's allowed to do his thing, and just kind of surprised to see some of the stuff that we did. And who knows, that kaiju fight could have been a flashback. Talking to Pa
Maybe.
Kent could have been a flashback. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't know, and none of us do until we get to see it. And that's
Oh,
kind of the exciting part for once, that it's not all
oh.
teased and spoiled in a trailer.
So, do you want to see James Gunn's dog that inspired this version of Crypto?
Oh, sure.
Little carrier.
This this is Ozu,
Nice.
the dog that
Yay.
inspired Crypto.
Cute.
Yep.
It was a
That video.
it was a rescue and
Aw, cute.
give me a minute. If you can also see the you can see the parallels between Crypto and Ozu, same
Oh yeah.
breed.
Oh yeah, especially the ears.
Hmm. And
Well,
Crypto is CGI. You see in the trailer, but it's that CGI that it looks too real CGI.
yeah, it'll work. It'll be fine.
And I'm
I don't
guessing
think you
this
could
is.
really get that kind of performance out of a real dog, and even if you
Oh, I'm
could,
sure
it
they
would be a
did.
lot
I'm
of
sure they did.
cutting.
Like I'm sure they did mocap. You know,
Oh,
Oh,
they
for
probably.
sure.
I'm sure they probably used Ozu. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that'd be
and his
awesome.
body.
Well,
uh,
so Sam, are there any concerns that you have with it besides what we were talking about? I mean,
Besides
I know you and I talked about a
thrown
little
at
bit of
you,
it. What's that?
besides too many people thrown at you.
Yeah,
Um, honestly, that is my like biggest concern with the movie. Um, if like some of them are in flashback, that would make sense. But if they're all like presented at the same time we see Superman becoming Superman, that might be a little too much.
yeah, and I don't think this is supposed to be an origin story, right? I mean, they're
Mm-mm,
supposed to be
no.
inactive for a couple
That's
years
another
at this point.
concern that I have.
Yeah.
Like everybody at this point should know the origin story of Superman in some form or another.
Read a comic, watch the show, play a game. From
I
what
don't want to
Yeah.
see another, oh, he landed on Earth from another planet and go through that whole origin story again.
Well, they got it right with Spider-Man. We didn't have to
I
see him get
mean,
bit by the spider again,
Like,
well, yeah, no,
so
like years
and the
later
Suicide
and
Squad
stuff
as
like
well.
that would
yeah.
make sense to me, but not recounting the whole how he became who he was.
Yeah,
I mean,
from what it looks like, and the only thing that might kind of throw a wrench in that with Nicholas Hoult being so young is it looks like Superman, Guy, Hot Girl, all these guys have been at it for quite a while. This is an established universe, like,
Yeah.
10 years plus, I guess, or even if it's 5 years plus, that these
well,
guys have been creeping around for a while.
the actor playing Superman, and Lois, they're both the actors are in their early to mid 30s, like my
Okay, so
age.
then you
It
figure 10
takes Clark
years?
a while to become Superman after he gets his job at Daily Planet and he's not like living two separate
In
lives.
Smallville and
Yeah.
Yeah, so you figure what, 10 years or so? Or
10,
close to
5 year,
that?
5, 10 years.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay. See, so
After
we don't need an origin. We're walking right into something that's been established,
yeah,
and
when
then
dad dies, usually that's like the storyline that kind of makes him become Superman. So if it's like years later after that happened,
to
Okay. All right. I'm gonna hopefully. All
we're
right.
back.
All right. Am I here? Am I good? Yes.
yeah,
All right. I am sorry, everyone. I hopefully that it did not. Oh God. I hope it didn't like abruptly. Did it say
I don't
like
know.
record? Did it say recording stopped on your
Yeah.
end?
Yeah, it said recording ended a little bit after you sent the message, so I don't know how far it went into it.
Okay. Well, here. Let me do this real quick.
But I mean, realistically, we covered pretty much about everything. It was more at the wrap up part for
Yeah. No. I'm sorry, everyone, for that abrupt. Hopefully that it saved that part. If not, we may have to redo this. And I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh, that's
My
fine.
well,
computer's
when you
getting
go to
old.
edit it, just let us know, and then maybe we can
Uh,
have Karen too.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
me and Dad were just talking about how there wasn't much dialogue that you heard in the trailer besides
no,
like
which
a
is
kid
which
chanting
is a good
Superman,
thing.
which I
Yeah,
really liked because that gave me like an eerie feeling. It's like, oh, that's weird. And
yeah,
then
and
when he's talking to Crypto, that's the only line that you hear Clark slash Superman say.
Crypto,
yep,
homeboy,
Yeah,
take
that's
me
it.
home.
that's the only
That's
thing he
that was
says.
it.
And you don't hear Lois say anything.
Yep.
Mm.
There's almost no other dialogue besides
Oh
that little boy that Sam
no,
had mentioned. I think that's it.
Superman, help me, or help, or something.
He
Yeah,
was, or
wow.
he,
He was holding a flag chanting for Superman to come.
yeah, and that was it.
Oh
They were in that
yeah.
desert area.
There was that other scene at the beginning of the trailer, like it's where the thing's about to hit the girl, and Superman just comes in and like that's a
Oh,
Superman.
protects
A
her.
lot of people are like, yeah, I know, I'm no hate, no disrespect on the Snyderverse. We really didn't get to see that version of Superman, but like this is like the Superman from the comics, like where he's lifting up the car when he's first introduced in Action Comics.
Hmm. Yeah, but visually that told a lot,
Oh no, it
and that's
did.
all it needed to do. As
Yeah, so I,
far
that trailer. It said a lot more with the imagery and the scenes than words could.
Yep. And that's fine.
That happens so rarely.
Well, that's what I was saying before it was cutting off about the trailer really not giving away anything. And like Wade said, I don't know what the hell the beginning was. I have no idea what the middle of the movie is. No idea what the ending is. We could have just seen 5 minutes worth of the whole fucking thing. I don't know, and that's fine. It's just interesting to pick and choose what's where, and the fact that, like you said, Sammy, that there's no dialogue, and all that. This is going to be awesome. I mean, it's one of the first times in a while,
Yeah,
probably since Endgame, that I've been excited to go see a comic book movie, in the theater. Well, besides Deadpool and Wolverine,
No,
I'm that's a moral
yeah.
imperative. I kind of have to on that one.
No, it's
man crush
totally
was
fair to be
waiting for you, Dad.
biased.
What was that,
So,
Samantha?
Said your man crush was waiting
Well,
for
yeah,
you.
of course, yeah. I got to see him on the big screen. You know.
with that being said, and I'm hoping if not, I'm gonna have to probably redo this. I apologize, you guys. So, with that being said, Brian, is this a movie you're looking forward to seeing next year? And do you plan on seeing it in theaters, or do you
Oh
plan
yeah.
on waiting like a couple days and then you see it?
No, this one, like I just said, this is one of the first ones in a while for a comic book movie. I'm excited to see, and I'll go see it. If I can't go see it opening day, it'll be within the first couple days. I'm definitely.
That's totally fair. Sam, same question. Is this a movie you're wanting for you and your husband to go see when it comes out in theaters?
I don't know if Jim will be interested in seeing it, but I will 100% be seeing it. And I will be wearing my super suit.
I
I
was gonna
was gonna
say,
say,
yeah, I was,
are you gonna dress up as
Absolutely.
Supergirl?
yeah, I was gonna
I'll be
say,
going to
With
I'll
the
be going to the
Flash
theater
movie,
wearing
I'm doing it with this movie.
nice. I'll be probably going to the showing wearing my Batman shirt just to fuck with
yeah.
everyone.
That'll not, if I don't see it the opening day, it'll be in the next few days after that because
Oh no,
I will be too impatient and I don't want it getting spoiled.
I'll
Yeah.
probably see it after I get off work that day. Honestly, like I no, oh yeah, no, I definitely want to see it. I mean, I saw the Batman movie. Then prior to that, I saw, before after that, I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, which was, my honest opinion, James Gunn's best film. But damn fucking movie made me cry a lot.
Oh, the third one?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was
I've never,
fantastic.
I didn't cry. I haven't had a Marvel movie make me cry like that since Endgame, when Ant-Man got reunited with Cassie, his
Oh, not
daughter.
even when Yondu died, that they did the little tribute at
Okay,
the end.
okay, well, yeah, that was volume two. Yeah, the volume
Yeah.
two got me. Yeah, no. Well, just like as we always do, um, with these, Brian, where can people find you? I almost called you Brandon.
Well, yeah, I know it says it on there because he was
Um,
he was busy.
where can people find you on the interwebs if they want to stay up to date with all your cosplays and all that fun stuff and what's not?
Well, once again, I haven't been too active because of the time of year, but it's at Luna Stardust on Instagram, and then Nightingale Studios on Facebook. Uh, if anything, anybody can hit me with a message and stuff if they have questions or want something commissioned or whatever, or just want to see pictures that I haven't posted. And then if really comes down to it, they can get a hold of me through you or Samantha because she's been crazy active more so than I have.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
I'm also famous now.
Yes,
Ooh.
congratulations again, by the way, on that win at was it
Yeah.
Salt Lake?
Yeah, it was FanX Salt Lake. Yeah.
Fan again, if anyone has not seen that, highly recommend following Sam. Um, before I say it, it's Sam to say it. Sam, where can people find you? Stay up to date with all your cosplays and see your major win at FanX Salt Lake.
If anyone wants to watch that video, it's you can just YouTube FanX 2024 for Salt Lake for their costume contest, and it's in there. I have Instagram, so that is Saving Grayson, and then I'm on Facebook, and that is Grayson Cosplay Studios. I also have a TikTok. I haven't been as active on that because it's been stupid, but that's where you can find me.
But there's a lot of Elsa stuff on there, so it's okay.
Yes, I have been doing a lot of Elsa. So
And you all know where you can find me, mainly active on Instagram and YouTube, not so much TikTok or Twitter or Threads or
Yeah,
the one with the blue butterfly. Just so many social.
the
I just I
social
don't have.
meds. Yeah, there's
There's
so much
so
anymore.
so much too much social media for me to just like I can't. I'm
Yeah,
barely on. I barely post on TikTok and Twitter. So like that's just too much. And I was like,
that's fine. Sam can plug you.
we
I should
recommend you.
probably post more given my new status.
Yeah, you should.
I've been told I
Oh,
should
yeah.
say that a lot. It's like,
And then throw us little people a bone on occasion,
Oh
Sam. You
yeah,
plug
come on now.
Wayne and myself like an occasion.
Uh, but yeah. Oh, I guess one more thing for those who are watching. Be sure to, and they're not sponsored by the way, but be sure to check out Superman coming out in theaters July 11th, 2025.
Yep.
With that being said, as always, I'm Winnie Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for watching.